How are you? In this video, we're going to discuss how to do neutral space intros, so stay tuned. You're going to start your rats off being separated for about 2 to 3 weeks, preferably in different airspace. This is called quarantining the new rats, and it really should be done regardless of where you get them from. There's only a few instances where you would want to shorten the quarantine, and that's if you maybe have a lone rat who's been alone for a really long time and is starting to show signs of depression or something in that sort of situation. But 99% of the time, you really should quarantine your new rats. This helps to prevent a lot of airborne illnesses that can transfer from rats to each other. After this point, you're going to do neutral territory. The first thing to know about this is that rats do often fight and argue to sort out hierarchy, but they should never truly injure each other. This is something like actually biting and drawing blood. Minimal scratches are normal and can happen in intros, so I wouldn't worry about that. I personally always start with a neutral space, usually my cardboard playpen. All the rats go in the playpen or a tub or something like that for 30-ish minutes. I sprinkle the treats and stay close. After a few of these sessions, I do at least 2. They will start to realize that they all know each other and will start norming, or eating near each other, snuggling, and grooming each other. You may get lucky and have this happen from the get-go. Once this happens, it's your cue then to move on to the next step. Deep clean the cage so it doesn't smell like anyone. A small drop of dish soap and some vinegar in a spray bottle and a cloth work fine for this. Replace with all the bedding with clean bedding, add food and water, and then put the rats in. You do not want any toys, levels, or anything else in the cage. The only exception is maybe a litter box if your rats are litter trained. They may argue again, but this is normal. After this point, I only separate if there is an injury or I'm worried there will be if I walk away. After they've been settled for about 12 hours, I add an item into the cage, usually a flat open hammock, a basket, or a hide on the floor with multiple openings. You don't want to use anything that they can go in and get trapped in by another rat yet. Repeat adding items about every 6 to 12 hours of settled behavior until the cage is full. It is completely normal for them to argue with each new thing added for a little bit. Eventually they do settle. If they keep leaving the new rat out or actual fighting happens, you can take out the last item added and wait a bit longer to add it back in, or add something else instead. From here out, you would clean the cage as normal, and you can go ahead and decorate it as normal as well. If you do happen to have a big argument, then you need to stop, take out the item you've recently added, and wait a little longer. If you do happen to have an aggressive rat, stop your intros entirely. It is rare, but it does happen. This is a situation where the rat goes after the other rat with intent to harm or kill. In those cases, this rat should not be introduced to the other rats. Depending on the age of the rat and the situation behind the aggression, you might want to consider a neuter and waiting 6 to 8 weeks before trying intros again. But do not introduce an aggressive rat or known aggressive rat to your other rats, because you are just basically having a ticking time bomb that can go off at any point. Also, please note that any wrestling your rats do is totally normal. They will often go for the face and ears and things like that when they're playing or sorting out hierarchy, but that's not a concern. It's actually more concerning if they go for the butt or if they go for the testicles or belly of the other rat. Those can all be signs of aggression. A lot of things that some people just outright label as aggression are often just dominance behavior, things like puffing up a little bit or sidling. Those can be normal rat behaviors that some rats do when they're nervous, It's when all the aggressive behaviors are combined that you have a problem and need to be worried, especially if any of those behaviors go along with biting and drawing blood on a potential new cage mate. Thanks for watching. Bye.